Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 157. Tonight, we're answering your community submitted questions all about Zelda. We're going to be talking that plus some other things. All of that and more. Well, greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andross, and I'm one of the hosts of the Nintendo Pals Podcast, the show all about Nintendo and friendship. And I'm joined by my co-host, fellow Nintendo Pal, Micah.
Yep.
And Micah, I gotta ask, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
It's great to hear. Great to hear, because I'm also doing good. I have a random question for you. Have you ever been punished for something you didn't do?
I'm sure I have.
Yeah, I can't recall a specific instance except for when we should have been punished. And our pal
yeah.
Jacob.
Jacob got punished instead.
Yeah.
Like in old days.
So we were in a class where you and I were talking, and the teacher noticed and was like, what's the it's been so long, the details are very fuzzy. Teacher noticed and came over and started like scolding us for talking, right?
Yeah.
And we were both like, you know, kind of like, oh man, we shouldn't have been talking in class. And she's like, and that's why you shouldn't do that in the middle of a lecture, Jacob. Turns out the whole like scolding was being dished out to just Jacob, who had done nothing. This is common,
Was he like
actually.
sitting between us or something? I don't know.
No, he was sitting to the side of us. He was not even remotely involved in our conversation. Yeah, that was a good. It was a good time. It was good times.
Time for some of us.
It happened a lot to Jacob, if I recall correctly, that he would get roped into me and you doing something. He wasn't ever doing it. Jacob, if you're listening, we're sorry.
Well,
but scapegoat
some
Jacob.
of us are sorry, apparently.
Yeah. We're sorry, but would we have changed it? No.
Absolutely not.
No, the memories, the stories. And also, Jacob was just like being a nerd. He was like doing his homework and trying to be a good kid. Like, stop.
Exactly.
Like, what are you
He's
doing?
missing out on these experiences.
Yeah.
We were helping.
Jacob notoriously was our friend that would be the one that would like not come because he was doing homework.
Yeah,
he's like,
like,
oh yeah, I got homework.
Doing like 5 days. Excuse
like,
me.
what are you doing? Meanwhile, Micah and I are doing things like night of, like right before the class starts.
I mean, you get that after procrastination adrenaline rush when you only have like 3 hours to do something, and that's when you're most productive. It's just being efficient.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And you know what else? You could be procrastinating and change right now. You could get the procrastination adrenaline rush by leaving us a 5-star review. Help us to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. We do that through 5-star reviews. Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, Audible, all places you can leave us 5-star reviews. Thank you to the many wonderful, fantastic pals that have left us 5-star reviews. We give you a shout out at the start of the show. Right here. Insert right here. Your name could be here. And it helps us get discovered by more people. Makes us feel good about ourselves. With that, let's move to the first segment of our show. Let's talk what you making. Oh, sound bumper.
accidentally. Sounds different than I remember.
Yeah, I accidentally hit it twice. Okay. Micah, what you working on? What you making?
Absolutely nothing.
I love it. Love it. You gearing up? Are you stream Tears of the Kingdom?
I don't know. I think I might want to play through at least most of it off stream beforehand. More of a I stream something I've already played before kind of a guy.
All right. That's fair. Well, on the topic, since we're here talking about it,
Depending on the game.
I'm doing a marathon stream, y'all. I am playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom 3 days straight is my plan. My plan is to beat it in the first 3 days. So come hang out at twitch.tv/Andross1 on depending on what time zone you're in. It should be I'm gonna go based off Eastern US time. Should be early Thursday that I believe access opens for it for the Australian eShop account. Listen, y'all. Nobody tell the Nintendo ninjas. I'm actually you can't prove that I'm not in Australia, right? You can't prove it. This is sounding like I'm admitting guilt. There's no guilt. There's no guilt. There's none. All right, let's move on. That's what I'm planning this week, though. Everybody come hang out with me on twitch.tv. Hey, if you don't want spoilers for the game, totally understand. But please, lurk. please lurk. Just have it in the corner. Don't look, but have it running. Thank you. Appreciate the support. With that as well, I've got a new video up and coming. Should be out before that stream, hopefully. Zelda on a treadmill, where I ran a 5K on a treadmill. It was not intended to be a 5K. But yeah, that was
way better than, I guess.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Micah, is I may have a sequel for that planned for Tears of the Kingdom. What kind of sequel? You'll just have to wait and find out, y'all. Tears of the Kingdom content is going to be booming for my YouTube channel. So Andross1 on YouTube, I'm going to be doing as much Tears of the Kingdom stuff as I can. I'm going to just try and be on the forefront of everything. Challenge runs, and try and do speed running. I have a job, so I can only do so much, but I'm going to do as much as I can because this is an exciting time. It's hyped. I'm pumped. So pumped.
Nice.
And Micah and I will be doing a stream together here some point soon of Pokemon chess.
Yep. I have no idea what it is, but I assume I'm really good at it.
Yeah. So if anybody hasn't checked it out, PokemonChess.com. It's anybody can play. It's a chess game where you play with Pokemon. So yeah, it'll be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that. I think Micah will crush me. He was like, oh no, I'm not that great at these kinds of games, but Micah always beats me at these like intellectual games.
Sometimes get a little too impatient, I think, for these types of games.
Yes, but your impatience cannot be
makes me unpredictable.
Yeah, your impatience cannot be outdone by my stupidity. Yeah. Well, that's all I got for what you're making. You got anything else you want to highlight?
Something besides the nothingness?
Nothing besides the nothingness. Hey, maybe we should mention, because I didn't do this in the last episode, 3 episodes per week. We're trying it out. We're going to try 3 episodes again. We tried it last week, sort of by accident. This week, it's on purpose. So this episode here is going to be all in the community corner, which is like normal for our secondary episode, answering community submitted questions and topics. The 3rd episode will be our special pal topic. So yeah, we're looking for to aim for these episodes to be like 30-ish minutes a piece. So it's about the same as it was. It's just served in a 3-course meal instead of 1 meal like it used to be, and 2 meals like we were trying, and now we're trying 3. Experimentation. That's what it's all about.
You're supposed to have like 3 meals a day, right?
And it's Zelda week, all right? So we've got a packed agenda of Zelda stuff. So why don't we just jump on in to the community corner? Micah, first question. From Presto, what was the best game that came out in 2022?
I got a few honorable mentions. First, I got an honorable mention Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I haven't even played it, but I've heard it's pretty good, and I will play it at some point.
I have it, and I haven't played it.
You monster.
Yeah.
And then honorable mention to Pokemon Scarlet/Violet. Good one. It's a good one. A slightly stronger honorable mention to Pokemon Legends Arceus. And there are things that Scarlet and Violet do better than Arceus for sure, but Arceus was just different, a breath of fresh air, and I really enjoyed a lot of the new things they introduced.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think I gotta give it to Splatoon 3.
Yeah, Splatoon 3 is a good.
I still play about once a week.
Good pick. Well, you kind of already nailed all the best games from 2022 in my opinion, but I'm gonna throw an honorable mention out for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
That's a good one.
Fantastic game. And for me, Nintendo Switch Sports, I think was definitely a good game. Not as good as I'll be the first to admit it as a Nintendo Sports, a Wii Sports fanboy. Wii Sports Resort is still the best in the series, but Nintendo Switch Sports is good and it has some cool things to it. I think we would upset people if we didn't mention Xenoblade Chronicles 3 came out this year.
I thought about it,
but neither of us played it. This is I was so close, y'all, but I have had no time.
Time consuming.
I have had no. Yeah, I do not have the time.
Which is like counterintuitive.
What's wild is the DLC for this just came out, and I wouldn't have time to play the DLC, which is like an additional like 40 hours. Yeah. And honorable mention to a really, really good game, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. It's very good. I liked it a lot. But my number one game for 2022 is CoComelon Play with JJ. Fantastic title. No, guys, it's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for me. That's definitely where the most time has been sunk. But everything Micah mentioned is also on my honorable mentions list. 2022 was a fantastic year. Looking at this, like on the spot, I was like, I don't remember what came out last year, because all of these games feel like they came out this year. Because I still feel like I'm in 2022, even though we're getting halfway through 2023. Wild. Great year for Nintendo. Next question, Micah. You want to shoot the next one?
How about I just ask it instead?
Well, yes, shoot the question to me. Like, launch it with a catapult.
Shooting things at people seems kind of dangerous.
Okay, thank you.
Once again, a question by Jack MS Carboy. I'm sorry for almost certainly butchering your username. But they say, wow, thanks for answering my question. Here is another one. How long did it take you to beat Hero Mode on Splatoon 3? And then they say it took me 3 days. I think Hero Mode, that's just the name of like the campaign, right? Am I crazy?
Is there difficulties?
I don't think so.
Difficulty settings?
Am
I crazy?
I think that's just the name of the campaign.
So this one's going to have to be a question mark for me because I got sidetracked and didn't finish. I am on the last level. I still haven't finished. Yeah, I just need to go play it. I just need to go do that like ASAP. But listen, I have so much work to do and prep for this Tears of the Kingdom marathon stream. I don't have time. But yeah, so all the rest of the game, I like speed ran. I think I did it in like 2 days. But I didn't 100% it. I was just going as fast as I could through it. I was having a great time too. I liked the story mode and I wanted to go back and do all the levels. and I will at some point, but just haven't.
Supposedly. You gotta do it
Supposedly,
before Tears of the Kingdom, though.
nope, not happening. Not happening.
Well, it's not gonna be happening for a while after.
Yeah, I know,
Seems
I
like.
know, guys. I hate to tell everybody that my what you playing section is gonna be real lame for the next like 3 months. It's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom. That's all I'm gonna be playing. Maybe I'll fit in some small indie games in there, but it's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom for days. Unless this game comes out a complete buggy nightmare mess, which I just don't think is possible. And based off the early reviews, it's not. So we're goodbye, everybody. I'm heading into my gamer cave, and I will not be coming out.
He'll be podcasting while playing Tears of the Kingdom for the next 3 months. But yeah, I don't actually remember like at all how long it took me. I did
It's
do
fast.
the 100% completion route,
Yeah,
but I feel like I kind of took my time at times.
I thought it was like maybe 2 weeks for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Maybe.
what I was about to say. I think it was about 2 weeks, maybe a little less.
Yeah, 3 days is
Yeah, I
impressive.
had a lot of fun. Yeah,
From Jack. Like that's really good. So thank you for the question. Next question comes from Kina Kanasi Kyle. Two Kanasi Kyle 2. I'm sorry for butchering your username. Top 10 Pokemon gym leaders. Kanasi Kyle, we are not going to do that right now. But we are going to make a promise to you that this is going in the notes for a future Pal Topic episode. So as a consolation prize, we'll give you our favorite gym leader. We each can pick like our favorite. Micah, who do you pick?
Lieutenant Surge.
Oh, really?
Obviously. Throwback. You're looking this up, aren't you?
I just need
maybe Whitney, mostly because of her flipping Miltank as a powerhouse.
I default to Brock. but is that really my favorite gym leader?
I figured I'd have to go for a
Not Brock.
Yeah, essentially. Lieutenant Surge is one of like 2 or 3, I guess, gym leaders that I can think of off the top of my head. So I have a little bit of nostalgia as well playing into it.
Yeah, it's like
I kind of wanted to say Larry, but figured I'd go.
You
with
know what? I'll say
more
Larry.
throwback.
I'll say Larry. Larry's my favorite. Larry's my favorite. It's Larry and Brock. Those are my fallbacks. Honorable mention to Sabrina because she was terrifying in the anime, but also a really cool character design for every generation she was in. Because she was in Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, and in like some of the gym leaders have made guest appearances later on, and their look updates. Like Brock started shirtless, and he's just slowly become more of a family man over time, like wearing a full sweater, more contemplative, less ripped. Maybe he is still ripped under the sweater.
No, he's still ripped.
I mean, based off of the anime, they do show him in like the Sun and Moon anime. He is still ripped. There's a point where he does the pose. He's like, yeah, and it's pretty crazy. That's also the season that he gets a girlfriend, which hey, finally did it. Ash became a champion. He got a girlfriend. Everybody got their ending.
What more do you need?
Yeah, everybody got their happy ending. Moving on. We will have that as a pal topic in the future for sure. Top 10 gym leaders. We'll rank all the gym leaders. Actually, that would be fun.
We want to do all.
Actually, that's a lot.
500.
That would be like 80.
I don't know how many, but
yeah. Okay, so just top 10. All right, we got a series of questions here from Spider Shan. We can alternate on these. Take the first one, Micah.
Okay, the first one is that Nintendo comes to the Nintendo Pals and offers to give you a big scoop with their next Zelda game. But in exchange, Micah must play through Ocarina of Time on stream as intended, so no glitches or speedrunning stuffs, shortcuts. within a week. He also needs to apologize to Zelda fans for besmirching the good name of Ocarina of Time. Would he do it? What are your thoughts on this?
Like, I think I would force you to do this. If we
Hmm.
were to get an inside scoop on the next Zelda game, now is it Tears of the Kingdom? I'm gonna say that that's not the spirit of the question. The spirit of the question is like the
The
next,
one after.
yeah, because that one comes out like next week. What a lame scoop that would be! Like, oh, by the way, I mean, still that would be pretty cool to get direct from the source. But they've already given out review copies and such, so most stuff is known. If we were to get info on the next game coming after Tears of the Kingdom from Nintendo directly themselves, I would be like, Micah, I don't care how you feel about Ocarina of Time. This is too good of an opportunity. Listen, think of the podcast. Think of our fame. Think of our
I gotta
show.
think of my dignity.
This isn't. They're not asking you to kill someone. They're asking you to
I
play
would
Ocarina
rather
of Time.
kill someone.
You can't be serious. You cannot be
Oh no,
serious.
I mean, I would be okay with playing Ocarina of Time. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make
Okay.
for the scoop, but I would not be apologizing it to Zelda fans for besmirching quotation marks the good name of Ocarina of Time. The good name of Ocarina of Time. I would say you're welcome to everyone for speaking the truth when everyone else is too scared to do the same.
If you're not willing to do that part, they're not willing to give the scoop. And I would cry.
I think Nintendo would respect me and my decision.
And you think they'd give you the scoop anyway?
I think they'd just give me the scoop, and I would have to not tell you.
This is cruel and unusual punishment from my best friend to me.
I'm pretty sure it'd be Nintendo enforcing that, not
Yeah.
me.
Well, yeah, because if you told me Reggie would kill you,
Exactly.
I have a unique set of
I'm not to
skills.
get on Reggie's bad side. I'm not crazy.
All right. Next question from Spider Shan is favorite 2D Zelda game. Favorite 2D Zelda game.
I'm gonna go full nostalgia, and I'm going to say Oracle of Ages / Seasons, and I'm counting them as like one game because they're like one storyline essentially, and there's like an extra cool boss fight at the end. Play them both, still it counts.
2D Zelda is a big blind spot in my fandom as a Nintendo fan. I have played a little bit of all of these games, but I have not. I have only completed a few 2D Zelda games, and the few I have completed are Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And did I complete the original Zelda? I don't know if I did. So I'm sorry to bring shame upon the name of Zelda fans, Spider Shan, but 3D Zelda, I played all of them and beat all of them.
You finished Majora's Mask?
Oh no, I haven't finished Majora's Mask. I need to go back and do that. I could finish it like real fast, but I wanted to like do
Do all
everything.
the side stuff.
Yeah.
In other words, you're gonna never play it again.
It's
because you
also
got
one
other
that I
stuff.
like need to use a guide for, I think. Anywho, so of those games that I've completed, I don't know.
Honorable mention to Four Swords because a lot of fun.
I also completed the Four Swords Special Edition anniversary release that was exclusive for DS download. And that was awesome. That was really cool. But it wasn't the full game, I don't think.
Close enough. You could say it.
Okay, well, then Four Swords is on there.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that was your favorite.
I think I might have to go Spirit Tracks. Listen,
Yes.
there are parts of Spirit Tracks that are a little obnoxious, but
But the Spirit Tracks weren't that part.
but
Train, yo.
there's a
Awesome.
lot of heart in that game, and I really do like the puzzle solving of Zelda in the Phantom armor, the Zelda ghost with the Phantom armor helping you to solve puzzles. It was cool, and I loved the story. I think it was a really good story. That's my answer. I bring shame upon Zelda fans everywhere. But let's move on. Maybe I can bring it back.
Next being favorite Zelda dungeon boss that isn't Ganon slash Ganondorf slash end of game boss.
This is tough.
So it's absolutely not any water temple boss. I feel like all of those are among my least favorite.
Yeah, anytime water's involved, it's like, I'm not feeling that. Okay, I got a tie for mine. Me, what? Do you have an answer?
Well, I'm just gonna, it doesn't count, but I'm gonna honorable mention Puppet Ganon. I mean, it's Ganon, but it's a puppet, so that's kind of cool. Plus, it has that cool water reflection mechanic instead of the classic, oh, there's a shadow coming to get you. You better move.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm going to go with a Gleeok.
Gleeok.
Gleeoks, you know? Have you not seen Tears of the Kingdom?
Oh, the new like three-headed dragon thing?
The new three-headed dragon?
Well, it's from the original.
How dare you?
It's from the original, right?
It's in, I don't know if it's necessarily the original, but it's in quite a few, actually.
I tried Googling this, and all I'm getting is Glocks, like guns. As that. No, not. Yeah, that's what you're going
And
to
I'm
pick, huh?
not just saying that because I have a really bad memory and can't think of like other Zelda bosses.
Okay. My two are both from Twilight Princess. Argarok. Twilight Dragon Argarok. And this is the boss that you fight with the dual claws by like swinging up to towers and then hookshotting it. That boss was really epic and cool, but I think I may have to give it to that might be second place. I loved the feeling of being on the dragon and you're just like wailing on it and the music swells. It has like one of the best the Twilight Princess boss music has like one of the best like critical hit themes that plays as soon as you're in like in that mode. Um I think I'm going to have to give it to Star-Lord, I think is how you pronounce it. Not Star-Lord, not Chris Pratt, but the big skeleton dragon from Twilight Princess that you
Oh,
fight on your Beyblade.
wow.
He's just really crazy, and he's also I think the final boss in Link's crossbow training. So double appearances by him. He's really cool boss design, and then you think you beat it, and then its head comes
Oh,
up and
spoiler alert.
chases you as like a big disembodied head ghost thing, and it's just really an epic fight. Really fun, really cool.
Well, I might actually have to change my. It's not really a dungeon boss, but the Moldugas. Those were a lot of cool
Moldugas are
Breath of the
cool.
Wild.
This also had me thinking about that flying dragon fish in Skyward Sword.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm looking it up right now. Flying fish boss, Skyward Sword. Levias and Bilokite. It's this Levias is like a big like air whale, and infected by this virus that you have to take out. That was a pretty cool fight. Way better than most of the other boss fights in that game. But that game had some cool bosses too. Girahim is just so freaking intimidating. But anywho, let's move on. Next question. Is it my turn to ask the question?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's mine, so you have to answer first.
Okay.
Favorite Zelda monster?
Favorite Zelda monster? What was that ding noise? What? Okay. Favorite Zelda monster? Probably the Lionel.
It's a good one.
It's a cool design. Yeah. Either that or the Guardians from the latest game. Super hype. I love the music that plays. You know, you get the like dong, and then the getting chased by those guys music. What do you got?
I think I'm gonna go with the Talus. Stone dudes.
Yeah, those are pretty fun. And I love their theme as well.
Or maybe the skeletal Hinox. Just Hinox. Kind of like those bigger bosses.
Yeah,
So cool.
I really dug the enemies in Breath of the Wild. I thought all of them had really fun designs. Really cool. They were just cool. Okay, next one is favorite Zelda dungeon. This is another one that's tough.
I don't remember any dungeons well enough to really rank them. Except all the dungeons in Wind Waker were awesome, no matter what anyone says.
I really like the ones that incorporate time travel. So I think this might go to the sand ship for me from Skyward Sword, the big pirate ship that you're going around and you're manipulating time with the time stones on the ship. That one's a really cool one.
Not in my head and pretend I remember that level.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'll go with. But an honorable mention to the city in the sky from Skyward Sword. That one's just like so otherworldly and weird in the music that plays. It's very unsettling, but also beautiful. It kind of feels like a dystopian sci-fi future. And then you got the weird uku creatures there that are like the chickens with human heads. Yeah, that dungeon is just wild. So it's my pick. You don't have a pick at all? Are you quickly searching on the side?
Tower of the Gods in Wind Waker, obviously.
Tower of the Gods in Wind Waker is pretty cool. It's pretty cool, I guess. I feel like that's not Wind Waker's best dungeon. I feel like Wind Waker's character dungeons are really good. Like the one where you have the Korok with you or the Rito.
Oh yeah.
Those are really fun.
Some unique twists.
Yeah. What about the Snow Peak ruins in Twilight Princess, where it's like a mansion, the ice mansion?
Yeah, and you have to make some like soup or something, don't you?
Yeah, that one's weird. It feels like so different. Twilight Princess has some wacky dungeons, man. But Twilight Princess, I think, has the best unique dungeons because everything just feels so different.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go with Tower of the Gods? That's your final answer?
Yep,
All right.
Final answer.
Let's move on. Thank you for the question, Spider Shan. We liked all of those. That was fun to answer. Monkey Thunder asks, which Zelda character should be added to the next Smash Bros? I have my answer.
I have my answer too. Beetle.
Sidon.
I almost went with Sidon, but then I thought maybe you were going to go with Beetle, so that's why I
Listen,
decided to try and steal it.
listen. My second pick was Beetle. So I feel like we just picked
We were,
the top two.
yeah. That
Sidon.
or Midna as a full character, I think could be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, Midna would be cool as a full character. Tingle as a full character.
No, I thought about it, but then decided I don't want that. What about the Great Deku Tree? How cool would that be?
The Great Deku Tree.
Or Impa would actually be good as well.
Actually, yeah, Impa's a really good pick. Groose.
No.
But my pick is still Sidon. Sidon's cool. Be a fun character to play as. Next question for Monkey Thunder. Take this one.
Would you rather only play Zelda games for the rest of your life or never play a Zelda game again, but still play other games?
Play Zelda games for the rest of your life. This is a very hard question. I think. Shoot. This is hard. This is very hard for me. But like my gut reaction is to say I think I'd rather play only Zelda games for the rest of my life. In their current state. Like if I had to pick this like 20 years ago, I would be like, no way. But now, so there's a lot of good Zelda games.
There are.
What would you pick here?
Sorry to Zelda, but I gotta go with all the other games.
Yeah,
There's just too many games.
Yeah.
Zelda games essentially not multiplayer.
There are people that game like this though. So I've been watching a lot of Lil Curbs, and he plays nothing but Mario Maker 2. That's all he plays is Mario Maker. He's speedrun other games before, but like for the past several years, that's it. That's the only game he's played. And so, I mean, if I had to do that because of like time crunched commitment or whatever, I would pick Zelda. I'd be like, yeah, I'll just play Zelda games. So if I had to just stick to one thing because I didn't have interest or time.
Think about Spelunky.
I know. I'm giving up Spelunky. That's how much I care about Zelda. All right. Yeah. That was a good question. It was a hard one, Monkey Thunder. Next question from LPD, who asks, which Zelda game has the best soundtrack? What you got for this, Micah?
That one's kind of tough. Because I feel like Ocarina of Time has kind of like the most iconic.
Yeah.
But newer games take some of those old songs and just make them even better.
Yeah. True.
But I guess I'll give it to Ocarina of Time just because it kind of came up with them first. But even though lots of people say like Breath of the Wild doesn't have great,
I'm just amazed that you're giving an award to Ocarina of Time.
yeah, I'm mostly too lazy to think of other things.
I thought you'd give it to Wind Waker.
I never said the music from Ocarina of Time was the reason it's not that good.
Yeah, music is.
Although to be fair, I feel like I went back and the music just didn't quite hit the same as I remembered. But all these other songs like build off of the originals.
Yeah.
Kind of owe it. But I mean, Breath of the Wild has a lot of great songs that I feel like people kind of discount.
Yeah, for me, it's a tie between Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess for a lot of the same reasons you said, that like it builds off a lot of what Ocarina of Time has, but it also just has it's such a big game and so vast in its like areas and dungeons and towns. There's like a lot of soundtrack there. But Breath of the Wild just, I think, kind of crushes it as a soundtrack. It's so good. And I think it's going to be toppled by Tears of the Kingdom. Based off of the trailer music alone, I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is going to have the best music of any Zelda game. They brought saxophone in, man. They brought a saxophone. All right, they got me. This is a good question, LPD, because there's so many good games and good soundtracks. Because Wind Waker has a fantastic soundtrack. I think it's up. I think it's up there. It's in like top 3. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
I think that one would be Wind Waker. Might be my third.
Yeah, I think Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess.
Plus, I mean, I'd probably kind of throw Ocarina of Time to the side a little bit if I wasn't kind of giving the bonus points for
being the first.
Yeah.
Kind of starting it out. Yeah.
Because there are kind of better versions of those songs, but
yeah. I hear you.
You got to give them extra credit for there.
Okay, so
They're
now
kind of limited by the.
Okay, sorry. I was moving on to the next question here. I had this whole thing. I was gonna say now we have a question from you or pseudo you. Did I ask the last one, or is this yours?
Pseudo Micah. You've already started, so you kind of have to finish.
AKA Third Strongest Mole, AKA Sam, AKA Retro Logic Games, the one and only Third Strongest Mole. Would you rather live with Gorons or Zoras?
I mean, I feel like this was kind of obvious. It's got to be Zoras. Because Gorons live in an area where you would die without protection.
Yeah.
In a horrible, horrible way.
I love Zora's Domain so much. I think it's like one of my favorite places to vibe in every single game. That there is a Zora's Domain. So I don't know. I just vibe with it. I like the Zora. I think they're chill. They're cool.
Like not counting Sidon, I think I would enjoy the Gorons' personalities more, potentially.
Yeah, but the Gorons are also pretty boisterous. They're pretty loud generally. And they're all like, "Yeah, how's it going, buddy?" And then break all the bones in your body, patting you on the back. Like they seem like I want to say gentle giants, but they're just giants that have big hearts, but I feel like it would be rough to live with.
Yeah, fair enough.
Great to visit. The Zoras would be just fun to live with too. That's where I sit with this one. It's a good question. All right, last question. If I made it, there were a lot of great questions.
Of Chat Rule asks, if you had the ability to relive a Zelda game like playing for the very first time again, that is not Breath of the Wild, which game would you choose? Is this like you go back in time to play it? Like when it released, or are you playing it again nowadays with...
Yeah, I don't know. However you'd like to answer it. I don't have a good answer here. I would say Twilight Princess, but literally that is how it's going to be when I play Twilight Princess. I don't remember anything. It's been so long. I don't remember what happened.
I feel like it's just about any Zelda game.
Yeah.
I feel like it will be pretty similar.
The only Zelda game I truly want this for is Breath of the Wild, which Purple Riolu put as off limits. So I guess I'll pick Ocarina of Time. That's what I'll go with.
And you saying nowadays, if you played it now for the first time?
Yeah, it would be interesting to play it with a nowadays perspective. Yeah.
I was actually kind of thinking the same thing. So I could go into having absolutely no bias.
No bias.
No nostalgia that came crashing down.
Roger puts The Legend of Zelda Amiibo Festival in chat. I would play it. I would have bought it. For sure. If they release that. Thank goodness the Animal Crossing one tanked and they didn't continue that series, right?
Who knows? Maybe they would have gotten better.
Maybe. Well, hey, that's the last question. Awesome. Thank you, everybody who submitted questions. Hey, if you're out there listening and you want to submit a question or discussion topic for the show, you can do that by hitting us up on Discord, or reaching out to us on any of our social media channels. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. any of those places. Those are all great ways to reach us. Micah, where can people find you on the internet?
On YouTube and Twitch at Micah Prime.
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Andross1. I'm also on TikTok and Twitter and other places, but mostly posting to TikTok and YouTube and streaming on Twitch. Thanks to everybody who supports the show, especially, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/DeTitoPals, where if you become a Patreon supporter, you could be part of the Patreon Poke Rap, where we close out the episode by shouting you out through a rap. And we will do that now.
We gotta rap some Patreon.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
Let's get it on.
We want to be the best that ever was. And shout out our pals over on Patreon.
LPD, Rizzle, Retro Logic Day, You Dog Gamer, Schlim, Tor, Spanish, and Solo Something, Brian, Little Miss Seven, and Cosmic.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon.
K-Man Katina, Third Strongest Move, Tim the Nintendo Daddle, and Seth Sturgill, Monkey Thunder, Purple Yoda, Dat Fast John, and Bubba Plays too.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon. Let's get 150 or more at least. To be a Patreon donor is your destiny.
Hey, thank you all so much for listening, and huge shout out to our top tier Patreon pals. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.